Hey, this is Miss Cooper here. We are here with your Chapter 4 commentary video. We have a document, and we're going to be digging into the Industrial Revolution. We're going to ask the essential question this week: how can innovation affect life? And I want to look at that again to make sure I'm saying that right. How can innovation affect ways of life? That's the question. How can innovation? And that word innovation means doing something new, doing something different. How can innovation affect ways of life? So we're going to look at a couple of things on this document. We're going to summarize it, and we're going to ask you to follow along, watch the supplemental videos, take your notes, and follow all the instructions. So the first, global economic systems. And there are two listed on this document, the commercial revolution and the Columbian exchange. So the commercial revolution, anytime you hear the word commercial, you're talking about selling stuff, commercial, okay? Something's commercialized. Think about a commercial you've seen on TV. Somebody, some company is trying to sell you something. So mercantilism, which was the belief that the prosperity of a nation depended on its supply of bullion, which is gold and silver, contributed to the success of the commercial revolution. So this idea of mercantilism, this idea that we've got to be able to have enough bullion, got to have enough gold and silver, and you have to mine for that. Yeah, so that's going to be a big deal, that we need these precious metals. And then there's the Columbian exchange. The exchange of plants, animals, and even things like diseases between Europe and the Americas was a part of the Columbian exchange. So you get good stuff when you're trying to be innovative and come up with new ways to build your commercialism or mercantilism or your economy, right? You get creative, but there can also be some negative things that can come with the exchange of ideas, the exchange of locations, the exchange of, as you can see, diseases. Okay, different things can be exchanged. And sometimes those exchanges happen organically because there's this traveling taking place. And we're going to talk more about that concept of this traveling and putting products in other locations and learning new places, exploring and finding ways to build mercantilism, to be able to find this bullion, this gold and silver and any other precious raw materials that we can find and use. Okay, so those are the first two things. And then we have the Industrial Revolution. Very important. This is basically what this whole next several chapters are going to deal with, the Industrial Revolution. So cotton production became more efficient. Improvements to iron production. There were development of factories, the growth of cities, the development of the industrial middle class and the working class. Those 5 items were some of the changes during the Industrial Revolution. Some of the changes. Back to the essential question, how does innovation affect ways of life? Okay, so we've got 5 examples, okay, that support this main idea of innovation and industrialization bringing change to the world. So if we answer our essential question, we usually get our main idea. So again, the essential question is, how does innovation affect ways of life? And if you answer that, innovation brings in creativity. Innovation makes room for changes. Innovation can cause the development of different classes. It can cause the production of new products. It can cause improvement to existing products. It can expand populations. These are just 5 ways to give examples that support the main idea about innovation, changing ways of life. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the revolutions of the 1840s. There's France, Germany, Central Europe, and the Italian states. So that's 4 different revolutions aside of the Industrial Revolution, outside of the Commercial Revolution. And again, if you think about our last couple of chapters, that word revolution means a time of great change. Some of the change can be good, some of the change can be bad, and we're going to just determine that. We're going to have a point of view about all of these revolutions and how they affect ways of life. So in France, the monarchy was overthrown by moderate radical Republicans, and a new French constitution was ratified, changing France to a republic and electing a president. In Germany, liberalism and nationalism led to the Frankfurt Assembly to call for a parliamentary government. In Central Europe, Czech and Hungarian revolutionaries demanded liberal constitutions and their own governments. The Austrian military defeated the Hungarian revolutionaries. So they were having a revolution in Central Europe that we really weren't even talking about. The Italian states says a revolt broke out against the Austrians in Lombardy and Venetia in 1848. By 1849, however, the Austrians had reestablished complete control over Lombardy and Venetia. So they're fighting over territory. The Italian and German unification. It says in Italy, they were united under the rule of King Victor Emmanuel II by Cavour in the north and Garibaldi in the south. So Italy is having some schisms, as you can see what they're fighting over. Germany united with the help of the Prussians and the Emperor of Prussia, who was William I. And then independence in Latin America. So we have Hispaniola West, which is now Haiti, in 1804. They became independent. Mexico became independent in 1821, and that's independent from Spain. Chile becomes independent in 1818. Same thing, they become independent from Spain. Argentina becomes independent in 1810. Central American states became independent in 1823. Peru, Uruguay, Paraguay, Colombia, Venezuela, and Bolivia all became independent by the end of 1824. So these were Spanish lands, colonies, and just like the United States said in 1776 that we're going to declare ourselves independent, other people thought that was a good idea. And revolutions are born from ideas, and whether they be good revolutions or bad revolutions, ideas are here, and those ideas can drastically affect ways of life. That's your commentary video for Chapter 4. Thanks for listening, and please follow all instructions.